You know, there are few things that cause that little pit of dread in your stomach quite like turning on your computer and getting a black screen with some cryptic error message. It feels like a total disaster, right? But honestly, the fix is often way simpler than you'd think. Today, we're going to break down one of the most common startup errors and show you exactly how to get past it.
Ah, yes, this one. If you've ever seen this message, you know that sinking feeling. You do what it says, you press Ctrl-Alt-Delete, the computer restarts, and you're right back where you started. It's an incredibly frustrating loop. But what does this error actually mean? And, more importantly, what's causing it?
Okay, let's just dive right into it. To actually fix this thing, we've got to understand what's going on under the hood first. This isn't some random glitch. It's your computer trying to tell you that something very specific is wrong with how it starts up. At its heart, this black screen error is basically a communication breakdown. Now, it can happen for a few reasons. Maybe shut the computer down improperly, maybe a new piece of software went haywire during installation, or it could even be malware. Whatever the cause, the key thing to know is that your hardware is probably fine. It can't find the instructions it needs to load up your operating system. Here's a good way to think about it. Imagine a librarian trying to find a book, but the library's core catalog is either missing pages or totally scrambled. The book itself, that's your operating system, is still sitting right there on the shelf, but the system used to find it is broken, so the computer just doesn't know where to begin. So what is this BOOTMGR thing that's supposedly missing? Well, the name stands for Boot Manager. It's basically the little program that kicks off the whole process of loading Windows. But for it to do its job, it needs a really critical piece of information, and that's found in something called the Master Boot Record, or MBR. And understanding that, well, that's the key to the whole fix. The MBR is, for all intents and purposes, the table of contents for your computer's hard drive. It's this tiny but absolutely crucial file that acts as a guide. When you turn your computer on, the MBR is one of the very first things it reads to figure out where your operating system is hiding so it can get it up and running. So you can probably see where this is going. If that MBR, that table of contents, gets corrupted or damaged or just scrambled, your computer is completely lost. It's like trying to navigate a huge city without a map. It just can't find the path to Windows. So it stops dead in its tracks and throws up its hands, giving you that BOOTMGR is missing error. But here is the good news. We can rebuild that table of contents. Seriously, the solution is actually really straightforward, and you definitely do not need to be some tech genius to pull it off. You just need to follow a few precise steps. So the fix involves using the tools that are already built into Windows, the Windows repair tools. They're designed for exactly this kind of problem. We're going to access a special environment kind of outside of your normal Windows startup, and then we're going to issue one simple command that rebuilds the boot record. Let's break down the 4 main steps. Okay, so first you'll reboot, but instead of letting it start normally, you're going to boot into the Windows 10 repair console. From there, you'll find your way to the troubleshooting options and open up something called the command prompt. This gives you direct access to the system's core functions. And that brings us to the last and most important step. This right here is the magic bullet. In that command prompt window, you're just going to type bootrec/fixmbr, exactly like you see it here with that space in the middle, and then you'll hit enter. This one short little line of text is the key to this entire repair. And what happens next? Well, once you run that command, you should get a little message confirming that the operation was successful. You can then close the command prompt and just restart your computer. And this time, instead of that dreaded error, you should see Windows starting up just like normal. So what did that command actually do? It basically told Windows to throw out that broken map and just completely rewrite it. The fixmbr command rebuilds that master boot record from scratch, which restores the correct path to your operating system, and just like that, it fixes the BOOTMGR is missing error for good. And that's it. A problem that looks like a complete catastrophe solved with one simple command. It just goes to show you that with a little bit of understanding, you have the power to solve some pretty complex technical problems all by yourself. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Now that you've learned how to do this, what else can you fix?